Hey guys, it's Vanessa from Building a Hopeful Homestead. In this video, I wanted to hang out with you for a few minutes and tell you why I am doing my pantry challenge and give you the rules I'm going to use while following my pantry challenge. I have them all written down here on 2 pages, so if you'll bear with me, we'll go right through them and I'll let you know all my rules, my goals, and why I'm doing this. So this is the 2023 Pantry Challenge. The main reason I am doing this, one of the main reasons, is because in the near to not so distant future, I hope we want to move. We sold our house last year. We are living in a townhome. And the situation here is great, but it's not exactly ideal. So we would really like to get to where we want to be, move to where we want to live, and start our life there. And to do that, one of my goals is to slowly, excuse me, go through the house in the next couple of months and really weed out what we don't want to keep. And that includes food. So over the last year, I've really stocked up on the amount of food that I keep in my house. I now keep more food in my house than I ever have before, mainly because we sold our house. We no longer have that burden on us, and it's been a little bit easier to stock up on things this year. Not only that, but I've found some really great ways to stock up on produce and canned things cheaply, so I will go over that as well. Like I shop at Lidl, and I also go to the local farmer's market out in town. Or I shouldn't say farmer's market, it's more like a barn, it's a business. And they have a $5 produce bag deal where some of their produce that's on its way out is only $5 for a grocery bag full. So sometimes I go there and I see what they have, and if it's still fresh, I get it and I can it. So last year I did that with peppers, and I still have those peppers downstairs. I need to use those peppers. They're going to go bad. So I'm going to branch off and go into my set of rules here for the pantry challenge. My first rule is use what you have first. So I need to go through all of my fresh produce first. I need to go through all of my canned vegetables first, except for tomatoes and beans, because I have so many of those that we would never go through them all. And, you know, with my family still being happy with the variety. I do have 3 small children. We are used to variety, so I have to use all the fresh produce in the house first, and all the canned vegetables and canned fruit. So I have some canned pineapple, and I put up some peaches last year. I need to use all of that before I go to the store. And when I do get to go to the store, I have an $80 budget for the entire challenge. Now, I may go for 2 months, I may go for 3 months. It just depends on how long I can stretch it out. So that no matter how long my pantry challenge is, that's the line. I only have $80. So, and to give you an idea, $80 is usually a week's worth of groceries for us, or maybe even a little bit less. So that's quite the challenge. All 3 of my oldest 2 kids are in school. Their school lunches are free, so that's what they'll be eating for lunch this entire time, except for on the weekends. My husband is not included in this challenge, so if he wants to stop and get a snack, he can, but sorry. But I will be making snacks and keeping a lot of snacks in the house, so that hopefully he won't need to do that. So let's see, go on to the next rule here. If we run out of snacks, I have to make them from scratch. Absolutely. So if I run out of prepackaged snacks for my kids to take to school, because they're required to take a snack to school every day that's 2 snacks, or maybe 3 or 4 because I have a growing teenage boy. So I need to make sure that if we run out of snacks, I make the snacks and I don't fall into the trap of buying them for ease and comfort. That it really puts me out of my comfort zone because things are high energy around here. We're really busy every day. So if it looks like we're running low on snacks to take to school, I need to make sure I make some. The next rule that we have is I have to tell you about every meal that we eat, and I have to show you every dinner that I make. So if we're having leftovers one night, I don't have to show you, but I need to tell you about it so that you know every meal that we eat. So, like for instance, yesterday, the entire day was a leftover day. So I just told you about it. I showed you that I made a dessert. And in hindsight, I should have recorded that, but I did not because it was a new recipe and I was really nervous that it wouldn't work out, but it completely did. So I should have recorded that. It was a clementine cake and it was amazing. All right, so the next rule is I need to talk to you about what goes bad and what we have to throw out during this challenge. So we're on January 6th. I actually started this on December 29th. So it's been quite a few days already. And during the holiday season, my kids were home, so I didn't have to make sandwiches to send to school with them, and my husband didn't need to take sandwiches to work because he was off. So we had 2 tubs of lunch meat go bad in the fridge. We had them for a while already, but because we didn't use them up, while we were on vacation, they went totally bad. I had to throw away 1 pound of the turkey from Costco. It's almost like lunch meat that you can slice. So we had to throw that away. I did use it for 1 dinner, but that went bad. We threw away 2 pears that went bad and 1 clementine. We had a ton of fresh fruit during the holiday season, and I'm pretty happy that that's the only thing that we had to throw away. I know that sounds silly, but, we didn't waste as much as I thought we might have, so I'm really glad about that. But all in all, when I add that up, the amount of money that we wasted is like $12. That's too many dollars to waste. And it was only 4 things that I had to throw away. So I don't like that. I really hate food waste. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this challenge, is to reduce the amount of food waste in our house because it's gotten ridiculous sometimes. So during this challenge, I have to use up 10 things. I have to make a list of 10 things that we have to use during the food challenge. My goal is to use up half of the contents of the deep freeze. Our deep freeze is packed to the top, so that's going to be a lot of food. We need to use up all the almost expired or just expired canned foods. I have a lot of frozen tortillas in the refrigerator. They're flour and corn. I need to use all of those up. And any canned bread that I find, I need to use up because I'm not even aware that we have frozen. All the frozen tortillas and all the frozen bread, I need to use up. So, I don't even know if we have frozen bread right now, but if I do find some, I need to use it. That's how packed the deep freeze is. I don't even know what I have, which is an issue. I need to know, by the end of this challenge, I need to know what I have. I have a bunch of canned strawberry butter and apple butter in the fridge from this summer. I didn't fully can it. I just made it and put it in there and it's sealed. So I need to use all of that up to make sure it doesn't go to waste. Plus it takes up a lot of room. So we need to not waste that and use it. We need to use all of my self-canned peaches from last year. I canned a bunch of peaches after we went to the orchard last year, and they are still up there on the shelf, and I do have some canned peaches from Costco as well. So I need to use all of those. I need to use all of the fresh produce in the house, 100%, before I go to the store. So I have to use all of the fresh produce, and I have to use all of the canned fruits and vegetables that I talked about before I even think about going to the grocery store. All quick and easy instant items in the house need to be used. So when I say that, I mean, so we have some cheese and broccoli, nor, rice sides, things like that. Microwave instant rice, things like that. Some Bear Creek instant minestrone soup in a bag. We need to use all those dry instant items to get them used up, because I've had them for quite a while and I don't want to throw them away because they're good food. I want to use them so they don't go to waste. I think that was all 10 items I need to use up during the challenge. The next rule is I must make bread twice a week. I make a mean loaf of bread. And I think making bread will help my children and my husband and myself get through this challenge and really not feel deprived, because you can make bread anything you want. So you can make sandwich bread, you can make cinnamon rolls, you can make dessert bread, anything. You can make savory focaccia bread. So I think that will help us feel indulged, and I will try new recipes that way, and maybe even find some new bread recipes. Let's see. The next rule is I have to make or try 10 new recipes during the challenge. So, yeah, I feel like I need to try some new things and put myself out of my comfort zone, really explore some different dinner items, and learn some new things in the kitchen. So that's why I put that down. My next rule is, oh no, so I have 2 more of the 10 things that I need to use up in the house. My list was a little bit out of order. So all candy, snacks, cookies, and cereal must be used. We have a ton from Christmas, and it just needs to be used. And I'm not talking about, so I have like a bag of M&Ms. We don't need to eat that. But, so all the little pieces of candy, like, Hershey's Kisses and little Ghirardelli squares and stuff like that, Japanese candy, it needs to be used up. And another thing that I need to use is I must use all of the Azure granola that I purchased. I don't know what I was thinking. I had never bought granola before, especially in bulk. And it was one of my first or second orders from Azure. I got like 15 pounds of granola and I still have it. And it's just not been a hit. I'm not a huge fan of granola. I'm not sure what on earth I was thinking. But we have 2 or 3 giant, like, gallon jars downstairs full of granola. And we have got to use it, and so that it doesn't go bad. So that's another goal of the 10 things that we need to use during this challenge, is to get that out of the house and never purchase it again, because we're not huge granola people. I'm sure it tastes good, so I'm going to really find out if it tastes good. But at the time I was thinking, we need a healthy, nutritious breakfast option. This is great. This is awesome. But then my kids didn't eat it and I didn't eat it, so we're not going to buy it again unless it's a small package and I have a specific use for it. All right, and my last item of the 10 things that I need to use up in the house is I need to use up all the mini mason jars full of things like rye flakes, full of like rye flakes. So I have larger gallons, 5-gallon buckets full of things, and I have smaller jars full of things that didn't fit in the 5-gallon buckets. Everything that didn't fit into the 5-gallon buckets that I don't want to have a mason jar of up on the counter, I need to use. So like rye flakes, split peas, things like that. lentils. Although I like having little jars of those on the counter, I have I have too many things going on down there. So I need to use up some of those and just have some of them in the big 5-gallon buckets and take them out when I want to use them, because my kitchen is so small. So, okay, so that was all of the 10 things that I have to use during the pantry challenge. Let's see what my next rule is. Alright, so my next rule is, this is rule number 9. I cannot go to the store until after I use the fresh and canned produce, vegetables, and fruit. And I already said that, actually, up above. And that's with the exception of canned beans and tomatoes, although I do plan on going through quite a few of those. And our last rule of the pantry challenge is I must make kimchi one time for my husband. We have shishito peppers downstairs, and I make shishito pepper kimchi, and it has a timeline on it. It has a freshness date. So that's something I don't have a lot of them down there, but it's our favorite. And it's really good when the peppers are really fresh. So I'm going to make that for him, and hopefully that'll help us, like feel indulged during the challenge. I wanted to do that little thing for him during this pantry challenge. And the last thing I'm going to go over is, why am I doing this? I've already gone over a couple of those. So the first reason is, I think I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 10 reasons for doing this. It's important to stock up, but I feel it's also important to cycle through your food storage yearly so things are eaten at their freshest. That means, it'll be more enjoyable for us to eat that food while it's fresh, and no one wants to eat stale or burnt vegetables or meat, freezer burnt vegetables or meat from the deep freeze, or stale things out of the cupboard. And I feel like that's really important to maximize the food that we have, because my husband works to pay for that food, and I want to make sure that we are enjoying everything that we buy to the fullest extent, so that his time is not wasted at work. Reducing trash waste by not eating out or buying snack items all the time is a big item. We have been producing so much trash this past month. I'm sick of trash. I'm sick of getting all of that out of the house all the time, like all of the boxes and packages from Christmas and all of the snack item stuff, finding it everywhere because I have children. I just really want to reduce our trash waste. So not buying those prepackaged items, I feel, will really help with that. We will have trash waste from what we still have in the house, but just using up everything that we have and me making snacks after that will help with that. The next reason why I'm doing this is because it brings me joy. It brings me joy to see how long I can go without going to the store. I really want to know how long I can go. We do buy our water. So if we run out of water, I might use the filtered water downstairs. We'll see. But I want to know how long we can go without going to the store, to know how long we would be okay in an emergency, and to better organize myself for that kind of event. That's why I want to do this. Another reason why I'm doing this is I hate wasting food, like I said before, and we have been a lot recently, so in the last couple of months. So I really want to reduce the food waste and reset our house cycle so that things are used up and not wasted so much. Part of the food waste issue is when my husband is on day shift, we don't waste as much food. When my husband is on night shift, we tend to waste a little bit more because I make dinners and he's not home to eat them. So I'm really going to try to be packing his lunches and sending him food so that we don't waste any leftovers from the fridge. Another reason I'm doing this is to save money. I want to save up to, I want to recoup what we spent at Christmas, and I want to save up and hopefully get more than that, and save up for some kitchen appliances that will help me can and process food safely in the kitchen. So I'm really excited about the possibility of that. Another reason why is I enjoy the challenge. It's a big challenge for me to not go to the store because it was part of my weekly routine. It was something to do. And me finding different things to do that bring me joy instead is going to be a challenge, but it's going to be nice. So I might be able to focus on cleaning up the house more, keeping up on the chores more. It'll just give me a lot more time because it takes time to go to the store. It really does. Another reason is it forces me to get creative and step outside of my comfort zone. Like I said before, I want to try at least 10 new recipes during this time, and I'm excited about that. And I like to learn new things and learn new recipes and about different cultures and try out their food. So it'll be fun to do that. Let's see. The 7th reason I am doing this is by doing this, I will learn firsthand what to 100% always keep in my food storage. And what we don't need. At the end of this challenge, I will make a list of things that I 100% think we need to have in our food storage all the time, and a list of the things that we use that I don't think we really need in our food storage anymore. And I'm pretty sure we have a ton of stuff down there that we do not need. It was just an impulse buy. The 8th reason is to teach myself to be okay without impulse buying and learn not to do that. So I think by taking this time to reset and really think about what we need in the house and what we're spending money on, it will really help me to not pick up those impulse buys off of the shelf at the store and really think, do I really need that? Do I really want that? Do I want that to sit on my shelf at my house for a year? And will I want to use that during my pantry challenge next year? So yeah, that's something I really need to think about and really learn. And I feel like doing this challenge will really help me to avoid doing that in the future. And my last reason is during this challenge, I want to find recipes that my family loves. And I want to write them down and make a list and have the recipes and a list together so that we will have something to go on when we create our food storage grocery list. So I think variety is important, but I also think that you can have too much variety. Excuse me. And keeping yourself grounded and together and focused is really important when you're doing food prep and food preservation and prepping your pantry for an emergency. So I really want to organize myself and find those recipes that my family loves and really just focus on that and get through it and have more organization in my life. Thank you for watching this video. Those are my 10 reasons for doing the pantry challenge and my 10 rules for the pantry challenge itself. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to going through the pantry challenge with you. I know I'm already 7 days in, but I wanted to just take a minute and make a video about this so that it's out there and you know all of my goals and everything I want to do and accomplish during this. And I will see you guys soon, and I hope you have a great day. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.